Unrest in the Dakotas.
Dispatch equal numbers of giant battle robots to all sides. Whoever survives, claim we backed them all along.
Illegal immigration.
Let the new guys pilot the giant battle robots.
Criticism that your domestic policy is too giant battle robot based.
They can take it up with my new press secretary, the Mametron 9000. If that's the guys from Air Force One, tell them they get the keys back once they say the magic word.
Quiet, Max. It's the commissioner. Total collapse of the economy and downfall of Western civilization? Great grinning head of John the Baptist and a pork pie hat stuffed in a rhinestone bowling bag. We're on our way. We've got a computer crisis to take care of, little buddy.
Have they tried turning it off and back on again?
Bigger than that, Max. Computers everywhere are going haywire. Planes are falling from the sky. Nuclear reactors are nearing meltdown.
And scores of pasty white nerds will be forced to go outdoors and socialize with normal people.
The horror.
Where do we start, Sam?
The National Consortium of Smart People who are good with computers has been tracking electron surges all over the country. And one of the biggest is right here in our neighborhood.
What an unbelievably convenient coincidence. How do we find an electron surge?
No idea. Let's go. Hello, is this the Pentagon? This is the President's National Security Advisor. I think the Swiss are up to something. You'd better check it out.
I love that shocked expression they get when the tanks line up along their border.
It's the little things that make being leader of the free world worthwhile. Hello, Kremlin. We've decided we're done with Alaska. You can have it back now.
Hello, Mr. President. This is Margie, your scheduling assistant, with some changes for this week. You still have impeachment hearings on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, but the one on Wednesday has been pushed back for your war crimes trial. Thanks. Hello again, Mr. President. Just a reminder that you're still scheduled to visit middle schools this week to remind kids of the importance of staying in school. As usual, we'll have therapists on hand after your speech to talk with the more traumatized children. One more thing, Mr. President. Your opponents have finally decided to cancel their weekly election ballot recounts. According to your calendar, that should free up the hour and a half each week you have marked as time to gloat. Hello, Mr. President. This is Mark. You still pushed...
Max, why did you put the Bill of Rights on our dartboard?
House cleaning. Guess what? We no longer have the right to peaceably assemble.
Great.
And next time you're incarcerated, you'll have the choice of cruel or unusual punishment.
I'm beginning to regret voting for the other guy. Good for holding up phones, and that's about it. We store our waste here for safekeeping. A place to hang coats, or very short outlaws. Hello, Mr. Vice President.
I'm sorry, Sam, but I have a re-election campaign to think about. And let's face it, you are not a hit with the aquatic voters.
I don't want to alarm you, Max, but do you know if Hubert's made out a will?
You bet he has. Why do you think I agreed to take care of him? Won't be long now.
Hey, Max, there's a donut missing. You didn't actually eat it, did you?
No, the mold civilization discovered nuclear fusion and accidentally destroyed one of their continents.
If man does not learn from the donut box, he is doomed to repeat it. Hey, what happened to that charming picture of the recently flattened marsupial?
Turns out you're supposed to flip the page every month.
That'll get old fast. How many islanders had to die to get the lava for our precious lamp? Hey, there's a parade coming.
I love a parade.
Oh, sorry. Looks like it's just another angry mob protesting your barbaric school lunch program.
Again? They just don't recognize genius.
A VCR, which is short for Insert Tapes Here. I guess the computer crisis is affecting television too.
Or ours is just a piece of crap. Either way, this is serious.
President Max's throne. I don't even want to look at that case again. Our eviction notice graveyard. Lincoln's Head, still at large. the little rat's not home. There it is, Jesse James's actual hand.
No, remember that carbon dater said it was only a few
Jesse
years old.
James's actual hand. Amazing. File cabinet or feng shui nightmare? A slave colony for the slaver on a budget. Hungry, Leonard? Okay, maybe later then. Even if he was just a puppet, Max, don't you think it's unsettling to keep the head of a former president inside our closet?
You're right, Sam. We need to get a pipe.
File cabinet? I still don't see why we had to throw out a perfectly good carpet.
It didn't match the drapes.
Newspaper office's coffee machine empty for a third straight day.
That's some hard-hitting local reporting.
I guess the reporters are having a tough time adjusting to life without the internet. Lincoln Rampage ends with colorful mushroom cloud.
There's one way to put a positive spin on it.
Majority of DC areas still uninhabitable.
At least some things never change.
President Max adopts alien baby with unidentified life partner. We should sue!
For printing unsubstantiated libel?
For giving me second billing. Newspaper office's coffee...
That's
I guess... This gumball machine looks pretty banged up.
A gang of about 5 dentists came through the other night, and 4 of them just started beating the hell out of it.
What did the 5th one do?
He kept sobbing and saying, "Why can't we all just get along?"
Every time I look at that, I feel an accident coming on. Ah, the toilet literature section. A fitting location for nearly everything in here. The most historic weenies this side of the Mississippi. Prune nuts.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking about something else.
Look at those poor little pockets of air, desperately trying to escape certain decaffeinated doom. Sludgies. This week's flavors: Potion of Giant Strength and Elixir of Dwarven Flatulence.
False advertising! I've drunk a gallon of the red potion and I still don't have giant strength.
Actually, the Giant Strength is the green one.
Oh, yeah.
Get your red-hot hotness right inside. I'm not sure which is more terrifying, the cheese on the nachos or the free toilet brush that comes with them. Some remarkably useful ketchup.
Whee!
Bathroom terror level thankfully holding steady.
Ooh, fun!
The site of Max's eventual cryogenic hibernation. Fluids so well preserved, they're nearly fit to drink. Hey, Bosco.
Greetings and well met, friend watchman for hire.
Sam, how come I suddenly have a primal desire to beat Bosco savagely?
Because he's talking like a Renaissance Fair attendee, Max. It's an innate fight-or-flight response.
I am El Bosco Drill, the unhinged, mighty half-elf ranger.
Okay, Bosco. While Max prepares the Thorazine, why don't you tell us why you've become an elf?
Half elf. And I'll tell you why. I've had multiple delivery conspiracies, I've had missiles aimed at me, and now I got rival arms dealers setting up shop in my store.
Point being?
It's not safe for me here anymore. I gotta take my business to the only place I can feel 100% secure. The internet.
What does this internet doohickey have to do with being an elf?
Half elf! It's cause everyone on the internet has to pick an avatar, like a dwarf or an orc, or a hot young 15-year-old girl curious about the adult world and willing to experiment.
I didn't think it was possible, but he's actually less creepy as the elf.
Half elf, fool! Never mind. You guys don't understand how computers work.
You're taking your store online?
Where will that leave us? We fear and mistrust computers.
Don't worry, guys. My online store will offer twice the inconvenience at thrice the price.
What? How's business, Bosco?
Business is deader than a valet parking attendant at a convention of mob informants.
That bad, huh?
That rat showed up and started taking all my customers. Free enterprise, Jack.
Say what you will, the rat knows his anarcho-capitalist economic philosophy.
Max, I only bought you those encyclopedias because you promised me you couldn't read. We want to buy something.
I have the finest goods in all the land.
Tell him we'll pay him just to stop talking like that.
What would Squire care to purchase?
Do you have any dual-core processors with 512 megabyte cache?
Nay.
Do you have any chimpanzee-sized diapers?
Nay.
Do you have any barbecue plankton chips?
Nay.
Do you have any keychains with a +8 modifier to dexterity?
I wish.
Do you have any self-respect?
Nay.
Haha, tricked you!
No, I understood the question. I understood it all too well.
You sure do know how to suck the fun out of everything, Bosco. Do you have any Lambos?
He's stale.
Do you have any dual-core processors with 512 megabyte cache?
Nay.
What have you got?
Oh, not much. Just a virulent biological weapon.
All right!
Biological weapons? We don't like to judge.
Speak for yourself, Sam!
But isn't germ warfare a little on the south side of ethical?
I've got to compete to stay in the market, guys. If an arms dealer's gonna open up shop in my store, I've got to up the ante.
All right, how much for this virulent biological weapon of yours?
$1 billion.
We'll take it!
What's another billion or so to the national deficit?
I'm sorry. For safety reasons, I no longer accept cash in the store. You'll have to pay online.
That's pretty inconvenient.
Thank you.
We'd like a big heaping mess of virulent biological weapon, please.
My bank account still seems to be $1 billion short.
Oh yeah! How do we make an online payment again?
Well, for one, you gotta be online. Call me when you get on the internet.
On second thought, nothing for us now.
As thy wish. But don't blame me when you're stuck in the torched wastelands with nary a bag of enchantment to defend thyself.
See you later, Bosco.
To the battle! Godspeed, defenders of the Shire!